Joshua Fisher, Alexander Desopoulos, the Charity Stripe, the Bleav Network, and we got Steve Weisman here, one half of Bleav in Duke. Steve, 3 guys from Duke have been taken so far. More will go, no pun intended. And thanks. And we have Banchero at the 1 to the Orlando Magic, which shocks some people. We have Mark Williams at the 15 to the Hornets, which hasn't shocked anybody. Everyone thought that was coming. They faked us out at 13, but now we're here at 15 with Mark Williams. And then right after him, his buddy A.J. Griffin goes 16 to the Atlanta Hawks. Of these 3 guys, which is the best fit, player to organization?
Yeah, I mean, Charlotte needed a big rim protector in the middle. I mean, they were a terrible defensive team last year. So from that point of view, I like it. I like his ability to play with off of LaMelo Ball and go to the rim. He was excellent at that last year at Duke. Pick and roll, screen, and go, that kind of thing. So I think that's a great fit right there with the needs of him and what he brings to them from those point of view. But I don't want to discount Paolo number 1 to the Magic. He is he's ready to go right now. He's plug and play, and his floor is still high. Everybody's talked about Chet Holmgren may have a higher ceiling, that kind of stuff, which he may very well may. Same with Jabari Smith, but Paolo's not gonna fall down. He's not gonna fail. He's gonna be a regular contributor from day one, and so I like that fit too.
Mm-hmm. Last night, Paolo was working out before the draft with Chris Brickley. I mean, if that shows any indication of what kind of guy he is, what kind of competitor he is, he's been a highly touted prospect since he entered high school. And I'm sure if you were more regionalized before that, is this the type of guy where in 10 years, Steve, you wouldn't be surprised if he's mentioned amongst the other Orlando Magic greats like McGrady, like Shaq, and like Dwight Howard?
Yeah, he very well could be. And I've been saying this all along, the one part of his game that isn't strong, super strong right now is his 3-point shooting, right? 31% at Duke this year. And I've said over and over, Jason Tatum was about that kind of shooter at Duke too. And as he got older and grew into his body a little more and developed his shot, now look at him, right? He's one of the he's a great 3-point shooter and one of the better players in the NBA, right? So that's what we're looking at with Paolo. I think that part of his game is going to get better as time goes on. And that's really going to complete him as an offensive player if he can stick those 3-pointers. I saw him do it at times this year, just not consistently.
He hit from times.
He was at times, yeah. The first half against Gonzaga, that was some of the best basketball I saw anybody play this year in college basketball. But he'll get better. He'll be better than a 30% 3-point shooter as time goes on in the NBA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. And it's interesting you bring up Jason Tatum growing into his body. I feel like each season he grows more and more and more into his body. Now, let's talk about it this way compared to the other Duke guys, Paolo. Where does he stand as far as the other prospects you've seen throughout the years?
Yeah, the last number 1 overall Duke had was Zion, and he hasn't worked out in the NBA because of health reasons, right? I mean, he was still a freak athlete in college. He was just unlike anybody you ever seen. But we always wondered about his body to be able to hold up in the NBA, and it's proven that it hasn't. But I think Paolo is a safer bet than that. I go back to Tatum again. Brandon Ingram was the number 2 overall pick in 2016. And he was such a slight guy, but you knew he would get stronger as he went in. Paul was already there. He's 6'10", 250.
He's filled in.
And he can do all the things that Ingram did that his season at Duke. And he's bigger. He's stronger, ready to go right now. And now Ingram's a great player. As time went on, he's become a really good NBA player. So, I think that's where that's what I think is Paulo's game relates to Ingram, and he can do all things on the court. He can pass. He can score from all 3 levels, that kind of thing. And so, but he's even bigger and stronger, ready to go right now.
Do you see the 16th pick? Griffin goes to the Hawks. I think he slots in, whether it was to the Hawks or anyone else, as a shooter, a spot up shooter who can defend. He's got good size. He's broad, right? He's got a body, a man's body already. He's got an NBA ready body. Do you think that people are going to be surprised when they see him play this year after being, after getting over the injury, right? He had just come back from the injury playing at Duke. And do you think that for some of that, people missed what he was before and are going to be surprised ended up dropping to 16 as opposed to going in the actual lottery itself?
Yeah, I think again, it's going to take him a little longer than like Paolo I mentioned because of his injury and his youth. He's only 18, so he's one of the younger guys in the draft, and so he was hurt in high school. He only played 12 games as a junior, didn't play at all as a senior, and then he got hurt in October at Duke in practice. And now he played in every game for Duke this year, but he really wasn't a main contributor until they got into like late December, early January. And then he became a starter and kept that starting spot the rest of the season. So, and he wasn't, he averaged about 10 points a game. So, but he had some tremendous games where he really, 20, 25 points, and other games where he'd have 3 or 4, because he wasn't consistent because he wasn't healthy as he's going to be. So I think we look down the road 5, 6, 7 years when he's fully healthy, if he, God hope he gets fully healthy and he does what he can do, because you're right. He's built for the NBA as far as his size, 6'6", 6'7", 220. He's a great shooter. That's his best trait. And, he comes from an NBA family. His dad's an assistant with the Raptors, all that. So he knows about the pro game. Once he gets healthy, he's going to know what to do. And so again, 5 or 6 years down the road, we look at it and go, wow, that was a steal that Atlanta got with number 16. They got a top 10 type player lower in the draft.
And they need that reliability from that position. Bogdanovich, Gallinari, Hunter, they need a guy that can come in and be healthy and contribute there, because it's been a heel. It's been a thorn in their side with the Hawks over there, is health. So I think a young guy like AJ Griffin, who is very reliable in that regard, he's not. I don't think he'll be the type of player that'll blow the doors off the building. He may not be an all-star, but he can be a real contributor. Maybe I don't know from a defensive standpoint like Mikal Bridges, but a guy like that who's just reliable. A guy who gives you really good, consistent, and positive minutes.
Yeah, he's got a lot of growth to do on the defensive end.
Yeah,
right now.
Absolutely.
But his 3-point shooting game is NBA ready today. That'll get him on the court some.
Nice, Steve. Thank you so much for joining us, man.
Yeah, glad to be with you guys. Exciting night.
Catch you later. Yep, catch you later, brother.
Right. Yep.
Everybody, go check out Bleav in Duke with Steve.
Go check it out. Go check it out.